Talk about the transition from leaving college basketball and moving into the
Lexie Hull's WNBA career was practically over before it even started. A sixth overall pick benched, forgotten, and on the fast track to becoming a bust. But a startling interview has just revealed the shocking truth behind her sudden dramatic comeback, and it all leads back to one person, Caitlyn Clark.
So you have basketball in your genes. Your grandfather played basketball, your dad, and you have a twin sister who you played basketball with growing up. What was it like growing up in that family dynamic?
Well, we have a super competitive family, and having my dad play basketball collegiately, knew that basketball was going to be put in my hands at an early age. But my parents were, super excited about having us try every sport imaginable. So, yeah.
Lexie Hull, the sixth overall pick, was once a celebrated champion at Stanford, but in the WNBA, her reality became grim. Her journey with the Indiana Fever began with high hopes, but she swiftly found herself relegated to the end of the bench, collecting splinters instead of minutes. Her playing time diminished, and the crushing weight of expectation pushed her to the verge of becoming a draft bust. The team was in a dismal state, and Hull's confidence was at an all-time low as she struggled to find her place in the league.
Really, really quick. We finish up the Final Four, and then a week later the draft happens, and then a few days after that, packing up my dorm room and moving to the Midwest. So it was a big transition, especially moving someplace that I had.
The arrival of Caitlyn Clark was more than just a draft pick. It was a cultural reset from the moment she stepped on the court. A new energy pulsed through the team. The atmosphere in Indiana, once thick with the tension of a losing record, was suddenly charged with a competitive fire sparked by the rookie's unparalleled drive. Clark didn't just join the team, she rewrote its identity, demanding a higher standard from everyone around her.
The basketball part of the transition is really tough. Everybody out on the court was one of the best players on their college teams, definitely the best player.
Clark's impact on Hull's performance was immediate and dramatic. With her extraordinary court vision and precise passes, Clark created opportunities that Hull had never seen before. Hull found herself in open spaces, receiving passes she didn't think were possible, and being placed in perfect positions to succeed. She admitted that with Clark on the floor, every cut had a purpose, a real chance to make a play, which was a revelation for her.
Caitlyn Clark arrived.
I've seen so much growth, not only on the team side, how we're performing on the court, but also the growth in fans. On the road, it felt like home games. We're playing in sold-out arenas
Clark's leadership wasn't confined to game time. She became the emotional pillar of the team, working to rebuild their shattered confidence. Despite the immense pressure she faced, Clark consistently supported her teammates, offering words of encouragement after a missed shot and fostering a sense of unity that had been sorely missing. Hull noted that Clark's maturity and positivity created a supportive locker room culture where players felt empowered to succeed.
You be on the court with Caitlyn Clark, and you also struck up a friendship with her. Can you talk about how important it is to have that camaraderie on and off the court?
I think it was important to get to know her off the court, because I do think that, connections, getting to know people really play a part in the success of teams. And it's really awesome to get to know her as well, because she's a great person, but you have all these expectations put on her, and our team has put on her, and fans have put on her. So to see her kind of be so mature in that transition, it's been really awesome. And I'm just really proud to, have her on.
Clark's relentless competitiveness created a ripple effect that elevated the entire roster. Her intensity in practice sessions transformed routine drills into high-stakes battles, forcing everyone from veterans like Kelsey Mitchell to fellow young players like Alea Boston to raise their game. This newfound vigor and competitive edge began to forge a tougher, more resilient team identity, built on a collective desire to win. This new environment became the catalyst for Lexie Hull's dramatic turnaround. With her confidence restored, her shooting percentages skyrocketed. She re-emerged as a vital contributor, silencing the doubters and proving she belonged in the league. She became an integral part of the team's offense, known for her grit and ability to hit crucial shots, a complete transformation from the player who started the season on the brink of being forgotten. The Caitlyn Clark effect revitalized the entire franchise, leading to sold-out arenas and a surge in fan excitement. But for Lexie Hull, the impact was profoundly personal. She has openly stated that Clark's arrival was instrumental in her resurgence, providing her with the opportunities and confidence she needed to thrive. Clark didn't just change the team's offense, she changed the trajectory of Hull's career. As Hull's confidence grew, so did her on-court synergy with Clark. Their connection quickly became one of the most talked-about dynamics in the league. Hull's relentless hustle and intelligent cutting perfectly complemented Clark's generational passing ability. Clark's trust in Hull was evident, as she would deliver daring passes into tight windows, knowing Hull would be there to finish the play. This partnership came to represent the Fever's new persona, a team built on resilience, grit, and an unselfish dedication to winning. This powerful partnership became the engine for a team-wide transformation. The Indiana Fever, once the league's easy win, began a stunning climb out of the basement and into playoff contention, surpassing all expectations. Their story changed from one of frustration to one of hope and potential. Off the court, the bond between Hull and Clark grew stronger. This friendship provided a crucial support system, helping them navigate the immense pressures of the season. Their connection wasn't just professional, it was personal, which made their on-court chemistry even more potent and their team's resurgence all the more real. But this newfound success came at a cost. Playing alongside the most famous rookie in history meant every move was scrutinized under a national microscope. Social media became a minefield of both praise and blistering criticism. For Hull, who had been playing in relative obscurity, this was a shocking new reality. She acknowledged the difficulty of ignoring the noise, where one missed shot could trigger a wave of negativity. This immense pressure could have easily derailed her comeback, but instead it forged an even stronger resolve, teaching her to trust her teammates and block out the distractions. Internally, Clark's sudden ascension as the team's undisputed leader required a delicate adjustment. Veterans on the roster now had to follow the lead of a rookie, a dynamic that could have easily fractured the locker room. However, Clark's maturity and team-first mentality quickly earned the respect of everyone. She didn't carry herself with arrogance, but with a clear, unwavering focus on a single goal: winning. This approach prevented any potential friction, unifying the team behind her and proving that her leadership was not about age or experience, but about an undeniable will to be great. With their newfound fame and success, the Indiana Fever suddenly had a massive target on their backs. They were no longer the overlooked underdogs. They were the team every opponent was desperate to beat. The physical play against Clark intensified, with rivals trying to intimidate and disrupt the rookie phenom. This forced teammates like Lexie Hull to step up in a new way, not just by hitting shots, but by becoming enforcers and protectors. The team had to learn how to absorb the best punch from every opponent, night after night, a brutal test of their newfound mental and physical toughness. What fans saw on the court was only the final product of a grueling, unseen process. Behind the scenes, Clark's obsessive work ethic had become the new standard. Her commitment to film study and extra shooting sessions after practice became contagious. Hull revealed that the team's entire approach to preparation changed. They began analyzing opponents with a new level of detail and holding each other accountable for every mistake. This relentless grind, far from the bright lights and cheering crowds, was where their comeback was truly forged. It wasn't magic, it was sheer obsessive work. Caitlyn Clark didn't just join the Fever's offense. She became the offense. Her presence on the floor fundamentally warped opposing defenses. The constant double teams she commanded created vast open spaces for her teammates. The team's offensive philosophy was reborn, shifting to a faster pace with an emphasis on three-point shooting. Players like Hull, who had the shooting ability but lacked the opportunity, suddenly found themselves in a system designed for them to thrive. It was a strategic revolution, built around the gravitational pull of a single player who could single-handedly create a high-powered offensive machine. Lexie Hull's story is a powerful testament to how a single player's greatness can inspire and resurrect the potential in others. Her journey from the brink of failure to a key player on a rising team offers a shocking glimpse into the profound, often unseen, impact of a true game-changer. With a young, hungry core led by the dynamic duo of Clark and Hull, the Indiana Fever are no longer just a feel-good story. They are laying the groundwork for a future dynasty, and the rest of the league is on notice.